This one is gonna upset some people. You're into cheaters apparently? After a long day at the beach, I couldn't stop thinking what being Team Jeremiah says about someone. Personally, I am locked and loaded with the new The Summer I Turned Pretty season. I'm gonna give you all a little bit of context. My favorite book ever is the last book of The Summer I Turned Pretty because I didn't know that it was a part of a series, so I reread the last book over and over again. I only realized it was a part of a series until the show came out. So now my favorite book season is now out. My iPad is green. It's like matcha tea. So I wrote down all of the tea of what I think being Team Jeremiah says about you. I brought y'all in a little closer. This is kind of how I want the setting of my video for the series. Casually besties debriefing about our favorite show together. Let's get into it. You believe feelings over facts. You don't care what's actually happening. If it feels romantic, you run with it. You're out here building a fantasy over one shirtless tan man. Other than that, there's nothing else with it. You say, I just want someone who chooses me. Whoa, why are we even focusing? You say, I just want someone who chooses me, which sounds cute until you realize Jeremiah chose Belly and also chose other people. Like, girl, he chose confusion and you called it romance. You still believe Jeremiah is endgame. You've seen 3 seasons of him fumbling and you're still holding on like there's a redemption arc. This ain't a Wattpad story. This is a man who can't even plan a proposal. You forgave him for cheating on Belly and Cabo because he didn't know what him and Belly were in that moment. He cheated, blamed confusion, and y'all said, well, that's fair. No, it's not. I need y'all who are still Team Jeremiah after the few episodes have come out to go back, rewatch, and reevaluate, and then come back. You have main character syndrome, but for side characters. You love rooting for the underdog, even when the underdog is the golden retriever energy with no plan and no arc. He's not the main character. He's the guy who's there to make the real main character, y'all know who I'm talking about, look complicated. You'd rather cling to hope than switch sides. You're committed to Team Jeremiah like it's a loyalty program. You're not even watching the plot anymore. You're just refusing to admit you're wrong. You'd let the ship sink before you admit that Conrad is the better choice. You'd rather be chosen than chased. You don't want someone to pursue you. You want someone to settle on you. You're mistaken. You're here inconvenient for I can't live without you. The yearning. That's not love. That's availability. Clocking in those few points of hey, let's take a Ben & Jerry's ice cream break. You'd rather feel seen than safe. Jeremiah hypes up Belly, sure, but does he really understand her? Or is he just saying the right things at the right time? You care more about being noticed than being actually known. You're a little bit addicted to the drama. You mistake chaos for passion. You think the stress, the mess, the back and forth, all of that means it's real. No, it means it's exhausting. It's like me confusing my anxiety for butterflies. You literally saw him flirt with everyone in season 1 and still thought that he was loyal. He was throwing charm around like it was party favors. And you called that loyalty, please. You know what I saw. You're definitely a type B person and it shows. You forgave him for not having a ring because at least he showed up. Babe, the bar is not just in hell, it's buried under the Cousins Beach boardwalk. Like, you watched him stumble through 3 seasons of mixed signals and still said he's ready for marriage. No, he's not. Neither is Belly, but that's a whole other video. You're the kind of person who watches Titanic and roots for the iceberg. You knew how this was gonna end, but you doubled down anyways. You're apparently the kind of person that orders the most expensive thing when someone else offers to pay. Just like Jeremiah did in season 3, episode 3, which was recent. The guy just ordered the most expensive thing on the menu, just like his papa. This guy's a lot like his dad. You confuse confidence with cluelessness. You order like a man with a black card and no emotional intelligence, and you applauded it. You think being spontaneous is a love language. He said marry me with no ring, no flowers, no real plan, while Steven's fighting for his life in the next room. Be so for real. You are proudly on the wrong side of the love triangle. At this point, it's not even about Jeremiah. It's about proving a point. A bad one, I will say. This one is gonna upset some people. You're into cheaters apparently? You forgive cheaters if they say sorry fast enough. He cheated in Cabo and your brain went. Well, at least he told her. That's not a confession. That's damage control. You believe cheating doesn't count if there was confusion. Jeremiah said, I didn't know what we were at that time. And you accepted it like it was a group project, not a relationship. You want someone who's real messy. Cabo drama, no loyalty, still thinks he's husband material. Yeah, unfortunately, that is the energy you're defending. You saw the Cabo cheating arc and said it's fine, it was just a mistake. If it was Conrad doing that, y'all would be dragging him. But just maybe, maybe those who are Team Jeremiah are really just romantic at the end of the day. You believe people can grow, even if they grow slowly. even if they grow slowly. You're not delusional, you're just hopeful. You saw all the mistakes and thought, he'll get there. You're a fixer, and it's exhausting, but it's sweet. You believe relationships aren't perfect, just honest. You know he messes up a lot, but you're focused on the fact that he talks about it maybe-ish, owns it eventually, and keeps showing up. Is it a low bar behavior? Maybe. But you believe love is a learning curve. But ooh-wee. Maybe you're someone who sees the best in people, you know? You don't love Jeremiah because he's perfect. He's not perfect. You love him because even underneath all the impulsive chaos, you see someone who deeply cares and tries, even when he's fumbling it. You're choosing comfort over complexity. Conrad's love might be deep and layered, but it hurts. It hurts. Jeremiah's love, it feels easier, softer, less painful, and honestly, after all of that, you feel safe in the beautiful, romantic, deep, loving, layered Conrad Fisher. And as someone who read the books, I still was never Team Jeremiah. But if you're still Team Jeremiah, why? Why? I'm actually very curious. Comment down below why you're still Team Jeremiah. I actually would love to know. I feel like at this point it's a social experiment, especially with the episodes that came out. But please let me know in the comments if you're Team Jeremiah, Team Conrad, or even Team Belly. If you make a good point, you make a good point. This is just innocent banter that I wrote on my iPad. I hope you're able to laugh a little. I hope some of y'all didn't get too mad. The show is fiction, so everything is fiction. Fun hearing both sides and why someone chooses the team they're on. We're gonna dive into more characters, so come back for Team Conrad next. So what does being Team Conrad say about you? I'll see you next time. Ciao.